Hello, everybody. My name is Greg. Welcome to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk about just how I got interested in the Thunder Wizard path and, well, what made me really become a student of his. How I really signed up to talk to him once a month because it originally happened through a dream. And, well, basically, I've been into spirituality since the early 90s. I got into Native American stuff, Carlos Castaneda stuff, and yoga, meditation. And I was doing that, doing all that stuff, being into it. I was really into the Carlos Castaneda stuff until around the late 90s, I think, mid late 90s. Started realizing that he was contradicting himself in his books because I got really into his books. I mean, I was so into his books, I read them quite a few times, more than a handful of times, over and over. And I would fold pages and look back at them. But the way of the spiritual warrior really made sense, and the techniques work as far as gathering energy, holding on to energy and losing self importance, using death as an advisor, stuff like that. So I did practice that kind of stuff. At the same time, I was still into, from the mid 90s on, I was into smoking weed, drinking. Early 90s, I started getting into like LSD, mushrooms. I was doing all that type of stuff. I stopped doing like the heavy psychedelic stuff in the mid 90s around there, but I still kept on smoking weed and drinking. It was not until what was it, February 2018 that I was maybe a few months before that I was typing in YouTube, checking out all these David Icke and all these different conspiracy stuff things, and seeing all that, and one starting to wonder if all that's true, reptilians controlling the government, all that. Maybe it is, I don't know. But watching that stuff over and over gets you into this, or it got me into this really skeptical state of mind, or kind of fearful, you can say, just kind of fearful, where you're kind of looking around at everything and wondering what's true and what's not. And it's basically, after a while, it starts limiting my perception. And it's like, okay, I gotta start following my joys and stuff, following what I love to do. And I think on the sidebar of YouTube, after watching a David Icke movie video, the Thunder Wizard, one of his videos came on about the Matrix and whatever, how to hack into it or exposed or something. So I started watching his videos, and they started making a lot of sense to me, more realistic, more down to earth, talking about from this shamanic perspective, and owning your feelings, and not resisting your feelings. And basically, you're here on this earth to pursue your soul's greatest joy, to follow what really makes you happy. And that's going to really create a good vibe within yourself. The best thing you do to help people out is to get that good vibe within yourself. Do that, what you programmed your soul to really do. That way you're emanating this good vibe out into the world. And consciously or unconsciously, people are going to pick up on it. And, it's going to help them too. It's either going to help them for better or worse. Some people get really annoyed being around happy people. They just can't stand it. Because it forces them in an unconscious or conscious way to look within themselves. And they can't find that good feeling in them. Or if they do, they don't want to. It's covered by a bunch of, whatever, dirt, mud, thoughts, memories, bad ones. So I started watching his videos more and more and more, and really getting into his stuff. Then I bought Qigong. I started doing Qigong. About a month into it, I realized that I was expanding so much energy that getting high and drinking caffeine, all that stuff didn't matter to me anymore. I was just able to just quit that stuff so easily within a month after doing Qigong. But during that month too, I was kind of arguing with myself too. It's like, man, maybe I should stop doing Qigong because I really like getting high and drinking and doing caffeine. But after a few months of going over that in my head, I was weighing the options and seeing just how healthily high you can get off of Qigong. It's like the same feeling. You're tapping into the DMT within the center of your brain. You're releasing all of that dopamine, and you're not getting the bad side effects of drugs, alcohol, caffeine. And it was just way more beneficial for me. And looking out into the world and seeing people that I'm close to, family or friends, seeing that people that like to do these kind of things, you see how burned out they get. You may get really energized after you drink that cup of coffee, but then a few hours later you're burned out. You either got to wait out the burnout or you got to drink more coffee. And then you just get into that endless cycle. And I know people that have to drink coffee every day or else they get headaches. They feel burned out. So, yeah, I just made up my mind that I don't even need to do this stuff anymore. And I've been good since. It's already been, what is it now? It's January of 2019. So it's been about almost 9 months, or it's about 9 months. It was April the 8th that I made up my mind. I think today's the 8th. Yeah. So, yeah, it's exactly 9 months or 8 months, whatever it is. But, yeah, so in that early February, I was starting to think, man, I really want to, I think I want to be a student of Thunder Wizard, start talking to him, and start really getting his assistance with tapping into my unconscious and my blockages. And I'm starting to be more aware of my anger issues, my aggressive tendencies, that kind of stuff. Not that I go out and act on it most of the time. So a few that sometimes I do, but it's words with words. It's not getting physical like I would have done 20 years ago or so. So I was becoming a better person, but hearing him talk about you need a teacher. Having a teacher is really good to talk to. So one night I had a dream. I had a dream that I was in my old neighborhood, this old movie theater that we used to go to when we were kids, and I was walking towards the movie theater, and in this dream, I knew that Mike, the Thunder Wizard, he owned the movie theater. So I knew he owned it, and I was going to the theater to go ask him or talk to him about, hey, I want to become a student. And I play guitar too, so I was holding my guitar case with me, and I was just walking towards the movie theater. And once I got to it, the front booth where the person sells the tickets, it was actually Mike right there. He was the one selling the tickets. So I remember thinking, well, that's weird. This guy owns a company, and he's right there selling the tickets too of the movie theater. And I still stayed on the side of the wall, so where he couldn't really see me. I was kind of like looking over, seeing him selling the tickets, and I was thinking, well, there he is. It's my chance to go talk to him. And I hesitated. I was like, nah, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just go. I should just continue watching his videos, and that's about it. They're doing good for me. And just when I had kind of made up my mind, I was going to walk away. All of a sudden, Mike is right in front of me, and he goes, "Hey, what's up, Greg?" And in my mind, I was like, well, I said what's up to him, and then in my mind, I'm thinking, how does he know my name? Maybe he knows my name because of I bought the Qigong on Amazon. Maybe they sent him my name, the customer, or something. I was thinking in my head, how does he know my name? And I think I asked him. I was like, do you know me? And then Mike goes, yeah, you're one of my students. Come in. He just kind of said it like that, all casually, and kind of smiled and laughed. And he started walking into the movie theater, and I followed him. And so we started walking into the theater, and then all of a sudden it wasn't a theater anymore. It was like we were walking into his backyard. I guess it was his backyard. I don't know. We're walking into his backyard, the driveway, opening some doors. We walked in, and there was a bunch of people in the backyard. They were all just sitting cross-legged on the floor, and they were just mingling with each other. And there was like a gazebo, I guess, on one corner. And there was like a stool right there, and he just told me, well, go ahead and set up and do your thing. So I had my guitar, and I got up on the little platform right there, took out my guitar, and I sat down on the stool, and he went and sat down with the people, cross-legged on the floor right there. And once I got ready and I looked up at all the people, all of a sudden Mike, he started chanting. He started going, Bodhisattva, Bodhisattva. He kept on saying that, and then everybody else, they started saying it too at the same time with him. Bodhisattva, Bodhisattva. Then I started doing it too. I started going Bodhisattva, Bodhisattva. And I don't know, I don't remember how many times I said it, but it was enough to kind of feel some kind of energy, like everybody connecting with each other. That web of energy was connecting. It felt really powerful. And then I woke up, and I was like, damn. I woke up in my bed, and I was like, Bodhisattva. At the time when I woke up, I'm half awake. I couldn't remember. I was like, where? What does that mean? I don't think I've ever heard that. I started thinking about it a little more. I was like, no, I remember hearing that word before, and I remembered it was from the early '90s. A rap group called the Beastie Boys. They have an album called "Ill Communication," and there's a song on there called "Bodhisattva Vow." And I remember one of the Beastie Boys, he had converted to Buddhism. So I just knew that that word bodhisattva was associated with Buddhism. I didn't really know what it meant. So at the time, when I woke up, it was like whatever, 2, 3 in the morning. I got my phone and I Googled what does bodhisattva mean, and it came up right here. It says in Mahayana Buddhism, a person who is able to reach nirvana but delays doing so out of compassion in order to save suffering beings. And I thought, okay, is that talking about me, or what is going on? What is this dream saying? I wasn't really sure. So I went back to sleep, and I thought about it the next day as I woke up. I was thinking about that, what was going on. I was like, is it telling me that maybe he's like a bodhisattva, or what's going on here? I wasn't really sure. So I went to work and did my thing. I came back home. I was right here at home doing whatever. I think I was cleaning the house, washing some dishes. I put on a Thunder Wizard video, and I was just watching him. And all of a sudden, he started talking about the light elves in the northwest direction. He was saying that they're ascended masters. They're human beings that have reached a level past the human incarnation, that they're going to the next level of evolution. And sometimes people call them the bodhisattvas. And then, the minute I heard him say that, I was like, whoa, what a trip. I just heard that in my dream the night before, last night. And now here he is talking about it, and just in a random live stream that I clicked on. So I was like, oh man, this isn't a sign. I don't know what a sign is, I mean, he's over here working in a movie theater in the dream, which shows videos, and he is a teacher that uploads videos onto YouTube, and he's talking about the bodhisattvas. And in the dream, he started chanting bodhisattva, and I really didn't know what it meant, other than it was a song from the Beastie Boys, and it was associated with Buddhism. So that's what made me start to realize, okay, I got to become a student. There's no doubt now. There's too much of a connection here. I mean, now whether that dream was from my own unconscious or it was from spirit, either way, it still it pointed out that connection to me as a student wanting to learn more. And so, yeah, I became a student. I talk to him once a month about all spirituality, whatever's on my mind, blockages, self-sabotaging stuff, spirituality, the thunder wheel, all kinds of different things, And yeah, he's really helped me out on that path, especially with the Qigong and the Thunder astrology. When you sign up as a student to talk to him, the first thing he gives you is your astrology chart. And that's what really attracted me to the Thunder astrology. And I wanted to start giving readings myself. So that's what I'm doing now too. So yeah, if anybody wants a reading, a Thunder astrology reading, I'll leave the link on the bottom. And it's a really good way to connect your higher, lower, middle selves and really get what you want out of life, really understand how these energies in the universe are emanating towards you, and how you can, I want to say manipulate, maybe that's the wrong word, but you can use them, you can control them. By surrendering to them, you control them. It's a two-way street, but it really empowers you on that level. So yeah, when you make the purchase, I'll send you an email asking for your birth date, your birth time, the place you were born, and we'll set up a time to talk, and I'll give you a reading, give you a mantra too, connected to the planet and the deity specifically for you, based on your personal chart. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. So have a good day. Peace.